No sweating. No sweating allowed.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's fine.
um, okay, so I've linked your portfolio in the chat. Um,
hmm
and I guess you're watching the stream. It's probably got a substantial delay because it seems like Twitch has been
Yeah,
delaying
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot more lately. But yeah, I guess maybe I can do this. I don't know if this will help you. I'm gonna just share the Artstation
Oh, yeah,
stream
yeah,
on
yeah.
Discord for you. And yeah, cool. Let's switch to the other camera and let's dive in. Do you would you like to introduce yourself and just kind of talk about how you got into what you're doing and where you're
Yeah,
at
sure.
with things?
So I'm Frank. I'm from Poland, Warsaw. I started doing 3D like 3 years ago. I'm doing 3D for over 3 years now.
Did you say two
And
or three?
yeah, I over three now.
Over
Over
three?
three.
Nice.
Yeah. And I hope I'll get into the games industry. So, like, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you're
I'm self-taught. Yeah.
so you're just like, oh, so you're self-taught as well. Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's like it's crazy now because people can be so self-taught and like just understand how to do. There's so much resources online now, and
Yeah,
then
yeah, that's
just
that's
people
that's great.
talking. So, okay, so you want to be a 3D environment artist is what it's
Yep,
like, or a level
yep.
artist. Like it kind of is interchangeable. Um, and it looks like we can start with the boss office. So this is last year.
Yeah, that's
Um,
that's
yeah.
exactly 1 year. Yeah,
Oh, really? Like,
1 year old. Yeah, yeah. It had its anniversary a while
dude,
ago.
dude, crazy. I'm trying to figure out where I should put my camera. I think I'm just gonna hide me while we're doing this. Okay, but yeah, cool. So this is a year ago, so we won't judge stuff too much, or like comment on things. We've got a few smaller things like the keyboard being
Yeah,
very flat, or like the floating. Like maybe like the book is floating, but I guess it's the interest with this was you wanted to just put a scene together, right? This is the
yeah. So
first
what I did
environment.
with this is I disabled the shadows on the directional light and put a rect light to give it like a illumination
Hmm.
the whole room. And it's just AO. There's basically no shadow in there.
Really? Wait,
Yeah,
so with I
cheap.
guess with this, the projected light, how are you going about this?
It was so the directional light is coming from the rect light is probably going behind the fold, the blindfold. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't remember
Yeah, it's been
actually.
like a year
Uh,
now.
yeah.
But yeah, I
I
mean
did
it's
something
yeah.
with disabling the shadows. As you can see, the chairs don't have any shadows. So
Right, so you're being yeah, like you've got a lot of
yeah,
like you're missing contact shadows and
yep,
stuff like that.
yep.
It's interesting though because there is a specific look that's happening here that kind of works. Um it it is intriguing because without the contact shadow, um that's the only thing that kind of hints at like no shadows happening because there are things that are casting shadows, but I guess
hmm
like it's just certain props are showing that off. Oh yeah, and then we have a few materials here. These are quite interesting because like you could just put these on like one. Um, I when I say interesting, I mean they're interesting for the sake of like they're an opportunity to optimize the post without losing
hmm
anything. Like you can put these three materials on one image, and then you don't have to
Yeah.
scroll as far, right? But
That was
yeah.
actually the first project I used substance design in.
Oh yeah. What did you think about
Yeah.
it when you first jumped into it?
I was really scared. I was really scared of
Yeah.
substance designer. Yeah.
Is it just because it's
Yeah.
node based or?
No, it's just yeah, maybe yeah. It was really complicated
Mm,
at first, and I'm pretty comfortable with it now.
nice. Yeah, like we can continue forward. It looks like so. There's the gas station. Uh, / diner place that
Yeah.
that you made next. So this is 8 months. So this is only like a few months more of work, I guess.
Hmm.
Do you want to talk about like what was the goal of when you built this scene?
Substance designer mainly.
Yeah.
And like overall trying out the UE5 Lumen and stuff. My own models, textures,
Mm.
and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is your first go at like at using Lumen, and I guess were you
Yeah.
using any nanite or anything like that?
No. On the assets, no. I used a few Megascans assets, and that's all.
Yeah, I think the thing that sticks out here that I mean it's not like horrible. It's not like, oh my god. No, it actually
Hmm.
it came together quite well. I guess when you look at let me see if I can get some framing here. So when we look at like this scene, the first image you have, first of all, I like the order of the images that you have. Um, there might be a few like this last one might not need to be here. I guess you
Hmm.
wanted it for the puddles, is my assumption.
Yeah, and kind of like foreshadow the another shot. Yeah, the next shot.
Right,
The,
this one. So you're trying to draw a connection
hmm
to the. Oh, nice! That bathroom's out
Yes.
of order. That's terrible. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
that gas station was supposed to be like kind of abandoned or something like a
right.
party place. I don't. Yeah, you can see a few beers here and there.
Yeah, over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the things that stick out to me, first of all, your materials look much better this time around.
Yeah.
It looks like you maybe, I don't know, you've just explored a bit more, watched a few more videos. I with cracks, when anyone tries cracks, it always starts this way, and then it becomes, as they progress, it tends to go a little bit more towards a more natural. Like I can tell that there's this kind of cells type pattern, right?
Yeah. Those cells actually,
But I mean,
or crack generator or
yeah,
something. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, it might be the crack generator, which I think originally it starts with the base. Just like whenever you use those things, man, see if you can dig into them and see what's happening inside. I always, I always
Hmm.
advise people to like either buy materials that are built by people that you admire material wise, like designers themselves, substance designer artists or material artists rather, and just kind of looking at how they did something or any of the breakdowns and stuff. But these are definitely much stronger. Um, you can see the
Yeah, I really like them
progress.
as well. Yeah, I really like them.
When it comes to the scene, so some of the stuff I wanted to point out was the the way things are modeled can be a little like you can tell like, oh, this was a cube and then it was inset and then there's this pattern that happens. The pattern is starting to break it up for
Hmm.
this upper piece here. But then like for example the top of the diner here, it's like it's beveled there. Maybe it's not beveled in the back, which helps with just
I
kind of.
think it is. I
Is
think
it?
it is.
So
Yeah, I
from
think
this view,
I think so.
it doesn't look beveled, but
Hmm.
it just trying to get shapes that read like shapes that we're familiar with. Uh, so like, how do you word this? Basically, trying to get away from the backwards retro retrofitting of like being able to build things backwards. Like if I can look at it and go, oh, I can see how this was modeled, and
Yeah.
when you start to get away from that look, that's when it really starts to it can pop just that much further.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
it's not bad though. I mean, this overall like the mood is really nice. Maybe the dark range is a little too dark, but that can possibly be solved with pushing the bounces and the lumen a little bit further or a little higher. It starts to fill in those darker areas. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, was there anything in particular that you didn't like about this piece that you wish you could go back?
Uh, Not really. Maybe the pumps a bit. Yeah. I don't know. I don't
The
like
what?
those pumps. It's gas pumps. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
gas pumps. Yeah,
yeah. I guess this is
I
kind of
don't
more
know.
in that territory of the primitive shapes again, right?
Yeah,
Where it's like, okay, it
I
was a
don't like
cube, and
the
then this was
texturing.
inset and then beveled. And was there a reference? I guess because I saw there's a
Yeah, yeah.
reference
There
thing
was
here.
there is a reference board.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So there's these guys. I mean, they're grounded in the reality of right. So I guess there
Yeah,
is that. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of like some of the other stuff. This is so there's scale and then just pulling from as much reference as possible when it comes to like what people associate gas stations or diners, like those types of details. Like I can see having the bench here. These are likely in a reference. Having the parking and then having the handicap parking spot like at the front. So the parking spots feel really wide. And then when you
hmm
have a handicap parking spot, there also needs to be handicap access. So likely there wouldn't be either a bumper there or there would be some type of gap in order to allow for the person that does, let's say they're in a wheelchair, to be able to get to the front
Oh,
door.
right, right, right.
And it's weird. It's weird when I mention these things because then it's like, wait, oh yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I didn't think about it actually.
but yeah, it's just about spacing and that type of stuff. Like Chris in chat saying, the space between the parking and the gas, like a car either pulling through here, like usually people park on both sides, right? For gassing up
hmm
their vehicle. So making sure that there's enough spacing, which can feel weird because then your environment tends to feel even more empty, and you're like, oh, how do I fix this? And then they overprop
Yeah,
or something, or it just looks weird, and you're like, okay. But yeah, it's those little like nuances and trying to get those. Yeah, the infrastructure, like Chris in chat saying, it's just paying attention to like the big macro spacing of everything and where everything is located. But these are all the things that are like you you can't really know, dude. See from this angle, it looks like there's more room. That's so
I think that
interesting.
there was actually a lot of room there, but I don't remember. I was
Yeah,
no, that was a while ago.
it might be the focal length of the lens because the parking spots actually
Yeah,
feel a little
yeah,
bit longer
maybe,
as well.
maybe, maybe.
But yeah, those are the like you wouldn't know to feedback on those or to learn to like adjust them and think about them until you've actually put them in, right? So like someone
hmm
has to react to it and then you're like, oh yeah, or you'll react to it eventually and you'll notice it. But yeah, some other smaller things like how high graffiti goes and like where people can reach. Thinking about like a lot of the times for this graffiti to happen, someone probably had to stand on this bench
Yeah,
or bring like a small ladder to make it happen. But the general look and feel of everything is pretty nice. Dude, Alec Tucker's stuff is crazy. Chris is mentioning Alec Tucker in chat.
no, I haven't seen his work actually.
Oh man,
Let's see.
he even linked he even linked his stuff, I think.
Yeah,
Let me see here.
oh
Yeah,
damn.
this guy's stuff's kind of
Yeah,
crazy. He's
yeah,
really
that's really
good.
nice.
Yeah, and there's some really like strong, intense mood going on.
hmm
Um,
Yeah, that's sick.
but yeah, Chris is just saying that he's getting similar vibes to
Oh, thank you.
what you're doing, and right, it's just a little bit about the atmosphere. Like I can see the glow starting to happen, and if it just was turned up a little bit more, it'd really feel like that cold. I don't know if it's like a dawn or like it's getting ready for the sun to rise, or if it's in the middle of the night.
Uh, I think I was going for a sunset type
Yeah.
of thing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. That's just really, in general,
Yeah, I was
it's
kind
really
of
good.
inspired by Clinton Crumpler's King's Wash. Yeah, I don't remember how it's called. It was
Hmm.
one of his stuff.
You're talking about the Decagon man. If I
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
if I were to
yeah,
name him like
yeah,
that, yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Mr. Decagon.
It's the deck. Yeah,
Dude, his stuff is really good. Like
yeah,
it's very tuned. Like like that's another example where it's like, oh, if you were to download or buy the pack of like content that he's made for his personal stuff, you find these like really interesting like shader complexity and like how stuff is put together, and just looking at like the little islands here with the concrete. I feel like there's
Mhm.
supposed to be like red or yellow paint around the edge of that.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
those
yeah.
types of details. Like you'll see how he put them on, right? Um, but yeah, it's a really good scene for like 8 months ago, especially if it's like
Yeah.
you've just
Thank
been
you.
kind of
Yeah.
self taught and all that stuff. Because I mean,
Yep.
when we start to dig into this other stuff, it looks like you're focusing more on props and workflows. Do you want to talk about the VHS tapes a bit?
Uh, well, I wanted to make something like detailed, QC brush for the booleans
Mm.
and the high poly pass, and just overall improve my texturing and presentation.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Now I'm
really like
seeing.
this piece.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks really good. Like you've got like all
Yeah.
the element. I'm actually surprised when you brought the wireframe in. I'm like, oh, that's actually in there. So you've actually done some transparency and tried to get like all of
Yeah,
the little
yeah,
details on the
everything
inside.
is modeled.
Dude. Oh yeah, and Eric's all about it.
Yeah, he gave me a lot of feedback on the diner as well.
Dude. Yeah, he's feedback king right now.
Yeah, yeah,
He goes quite in depth with his feedback.
yeah,
But I mean, generally this looks quite good. And the other
yeah.
thing
Thank you.
too is like VHS, man. I can still feel it when I see them. I can feel it in my hand. Is the material that's under it? I guess that's just mega scans. Yeah, the floor is mega
Yeah,
scans.
yeah,
I
this
hear.
makes sense. Yeah.
Dude,
Some
nice.
displacement on it.
Yeah, this is dope. I don't have too much to say on like the scale feels a little funny, but I think it's because I don't have anything other like context wise for it.
Yeah, I use real life measuring
Oh yeah,
measurements and stuff. Yeah,
nice. Yeah, I wonder if it's.
maybe the tiling of the floor.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking maybe it's that.
yeah, probably that.
But yeah, this is. I mean, this is just after the other scene, and you went through this one pretty quickly.
Hmm.
And we've got this Victorian chandelier. What was the goal of this one?
So actually, that was an artist decagon. I did an artist for decagon.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah. So you're really focusing on Crumpler.
No, it's he actually contacted me.
Oh, dude, awesome.
Yeah, but I couldn't work for him because I'm not 18.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, yeah, that sucks. Yeah,
Wait, did you find that out after? Did you like pass the test and all that stuff?
yeah. I passed the test and I told him I'm not 18. This is fine, and he says, unfortunately, no.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
Wait, how old are you right now, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 16. Yeah,
Oh my gosh, bro.
yeah. I started when I was like 13 or
Dude.
something.
Okay. That's quite impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dude, you started when you're 13. I'm like trying to process this
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now. I mean, so chandelier wise, like it looks like so modeled the base in Maya and then sculpted seams. So we're talking like welding lines and all that.
yeah. This welds and those little details.
Yeah. Were you doing these types of details? Were you just melting it into the other like loop through
What do you mean?
ZBrush? Like, so you've got this swirl here, right? Did you
Hmm.
model these together, or did you just let it like Dynamesh itself?
No, I let it the Dynamesh itself. And
Nice.
just it's just baked onto the overlapping meshes.
Mm, dude, cool. Man, that's really interesting. I bet in the moment you're 18, that's going to be pretty easy to come back to Decagon.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah, he
mean,
told me to reach out when I'm in the...
oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Man, this is cool as well. So I like the attention or like focus on detail. Like, is that in the roughness? Because it literally looks like there's a little bit of like a fuzz hair from like a cloth or
That is
something.
a base color detail, I think.
Really?
I don't remember. I don't remember actually.
Yeah.
Maybe it's roughness. Maybe it's. I think it's base color detail.
Man, it's so interesting. Like
That's,
the information that you're interested in displaying is very it's intriguing to me, I guess.
thank you.
The things that I mean, maybe it's in the reference. Let's see here. Yeah, in the reference I see the little edge, and then I notice it on
Mhm.
yours as well. This part here, is that because is this like coated? Is there like a coating
What do
on
you mean
there, and
coated?
like a, I don't know, like a powder paint or something that goes like
I don't know.
on
Actually,
the
I don't
metal?
know.
Because it feels like there's two separate surfaces here, but I see it in the reference as well. It looks like
It's
a
just
protective layer.
yeah, it may be.
Yeah, assassin in chat. Assassin, of course, is going to know this. Protective coating. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. I didn't study the reference that well.
yeah, this is really interesting. I guess how come you didn't make the cover for it?
I don't know. I just didn't. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
I planned to, but I just didn't.
Because I think so when it comes to the research, like, you know, I'm asking like, oh, what is this versus this? Because you see it in the actual like the real knife, and
Hmm.
understanding why that's there or like how that becomes visible will help you author it in a more authentic way. So like, for example, if this is actually the exposed metal and this is coating, then now we're seeing like there's this weird like in this area it starts to become difficult to understand, is it painted on top, or is that like, is this what it looks like before and it's paint, or is this under it and then it's chipping away? Do you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
right here. Yeah.
Yeah. That part was quite challenging to texture actually.
This strip.
Yeah. This. Yeah.
What was challenging about it?
I had to use like. So I used there's a separate part of the geometry that I maybe baked the metal in there, like ID mask or something. I don't know. It just was quite tough to to texture that.
Yeah. Okay. So generally, like overall, it's well executed. It's funny because it looks like you're like, oh yeah, no, it looks pretty simple, but like actually solving some of the edges that you have in there. I mean, it looks like you use ZBrush as well, so
Hmm. Yeah,
maybe you
yeah,
were having
I
an
did.
easier
Yeah.
time. Like, were you doing a lot of booleans to get these shapes,
Yes,
or yeah?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not the plate, like this insets and stuff.
Oh,
Those
interesting.
like holes and stuff. That was what I use ZBrush for.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Overall, it's very strong though.
Yeah,
There's a
thank you.
material understanding that you have that you see like immediately. Um, and then
Yeah,
let's
I
see.
really like this piece.
Yeah. What's your
Yeah.
favorite thing about it?
No, what's my favorite like environment or
No, just like what's your favorite thing about this piece?
the maybe the fuzz, the dirt, and the
Yeah.
like texturing. Yeah,
Yeah, the materials of it.
I really like the texturing here that I did. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really good. And then we've got this pine forest here. Is this a lot of so it's a speed tree, mega scans. Oh, I remember this piece now.
Yeah, you gave me feedback on this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh yes, I recognize.
Yeah,
How do you feel that feedback worked with this? Like, did it
yeah.
help?
That was a great feedback.
Okay,
If
cool.
not, that wasn't be that wouldn't be as good as this. Yeah.
Nice, man. Yeah, there's
It's also like blew up
mm,
on Twitter actually.
did it? Man,
Yeah,
I
like
turned my
I got like
notifications off on
100
Twitter.
likes or something.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, I recently turned
Yeah.
off my notifications for Twitter. So sometimes I'll forget that it exists. So if anyone if you're wondering or anyone's wondering like, "Oh, why isn't Din posting?" I'm just I don't know.
You just forgot.
I just
You
forgot.
just forgot.
um that's awesome though. That's really great to hear.
Yeah, that's my favorite environment piece actually.
Was there so of course so you put the feedback on, you got like all the reactions from it. Is there anything that sticks out to you like either that you want to fix or where you feel like you're weak currently that you want to work on?
Uh, the trees look a bit like, I don't know. I don't like them 100%, you know.
Yeah, did you end up making these through SpeedTree, right?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is everything's peachy. Yeah, just those needles are kind of.
Oh, the
I don't know.
needles?
Yeah, the needles they're kind of all over the place.
Yeah, it's really interesting cuz like a lot of the times you'll let me turn this thing back on here. A lot of the times you'll notice that like when you do those types of details, like the really like thin needle type shapes, if the needles are too close to each other, they like melt into each other when they start to mip, so it becomes very solid. So you usually
Hmm.
have to do uh, far less needles, and then just use more geometry to simulate the
Yeah.
density of them. Um, and then I guess like what is being said in chat is like the trees feeling kind of thin, or
Yeah, they are actually kind of thin. Now that I look at it
yeah, because if you look at
from a distance.
some references on them based on the scale of like how grown they are, like how big a tree is, like height wise, you can kind of like if you look at references on that specific detail, you'll see their diameter, like a correlation between their diameter and that.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so it's what's said in chat here. Trees kind of thin, very hard to find pin trees where the branches hang down past 90 degrees. Oh, interesting. So you're talking about
Mm.
like these says pin trees, but I think it's meant pine trees. Yeah, pine trees. Uh, it's hard to find pine trees where the branches are they go below the 90-degree angle. So they're either going to go straight out or slightly up. Um, but dude, like this is, I think for me, what I'm seeing here is like there's a bit of like volume that's lost when you look at the foliage. Like there's this, I think it's like a bush that's here. It doesn't
That's a
feel
bush. Yeah.
like it's got a volume to it, like it's evenly lit. So like so the lighting's coming from over here and it would hit on the side here. And you would expect, I guess, that the underside of it and maybe the backside of it would be a little bit darker just to give it
Hmm.
that shape. And right now that's not really happening in a few areas. I think it's the same in the trees a little bit as well. But yeah, understanding how trees grow, like specific types of trees and how branches form, how the branches look when they break, or if they're bare, like if a branch is bare, what causes that to happen? Where does that usually occur? And what do they look like when they are bare? Like all those answers, like there's answers for all of that stuff, right? Through just
Hmm.
understanding the specific species. And that that sounds really hardcore when I say it like that, but it's just accumulated knowledge over time of just studying things to
Yeah.
create, right? But yeah, I mean, so your portfolio is quite strong. I think when it comes to building environments, that's where there's there's room to improve still. So you're understanding how to model. You've got like workflows and processes in place already. Your understanding of PBR is quite strong, and it's bringing all of those together to build scenes and figure out how to like uh, put them together in a way where it's leading the eye. Like this, after the feedback, I think now you know where you're going when you look at the shot. Um,
Yeah.
and then Chris is saying in chat, to be fair, even foliage heavy games don't do realistic forests because of optimization reasons. True. And gameplay reasons, definitely. I mean, what's that game that's out right now that just recently dropped? Forest
Sons of the
Sons of
Forest.
Forest? Yeah.
Yeah, these mods I did he isn't optimized at all. Yeah, little moss.
But if in general, I mean, what I notice is you're really paying attention to the details, like the subtleties of like how things connect, and it's just those other those details being connected through the way that the scene comes together. Oh, Chris is dropping a thing in chat here. Battlefield, like all the leaves are pushed above the player height, way above, to not have too much alpha overdraw. Let me click on this. Also for gameplay. Yeah, so like overdraw is very low because all of the branches and the leaves are higher up.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that much about optimizations, stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess it's if you look in the whatchamacallit, in Unreal, you can bring in a render of like or a view of how much overdraw is happening. And there's even like a scale that just shows you like how much is occurring, and you just want to make sure you're inside of like a happy range. And I say happy range because I don't have it up in front of me right now to pull it out.
Like greens and I suppose.
Yeah, because it starts to go more into like reds and pinks and stuff.
Yep.
Gameplay area, no
really
leaves.
bad,
Yeah, look at this. Oh, that's funny. Like there's gonna be combat here. Lots of players, multiplayer. Let's keep leaves to a minimum.
Yeah.
But cool. Is there? We already hit 30 minutes. But like, is there anything that you wanted to like ask, or like, is there anything that you're working on now?
So yeah, I'm working this apartment. Gave me feedback on the Discord critics recently. Yeah, but it's nothing crazy to be honest right now. Yeah, just working on it right now.
Just pushing the art skills.
Yep.
Are you just counting down till you're 18? I guess.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Would I get a junior job somewhere? My portfolio.
I mean,
I don't know.
by the time you're legally allowed to be hired, it's really interesting. Chris, I'm trying to remember. Chris in chat is like, we used to work together, and we're very good friends. You could argue best friends. We work with a guy, or Chris used to work with a guy, Sven. I think he couldn't get into games because he was too young, and then actually moved to a country that allowed him to work at that age. I'm trying to remember if that was the case. He went to Sofia and just started working there. He was a senior before he was even 22, or he became a senior at 22 or 23. But yeah, also don't forget to enjoy life a little bit.
Yeah. I enjoy life.
Yeah, as long as you're doing that, you're
life.
good. But yeah, I guess I'm looking forward to seeing more stuff from you, because this is really intriguing to see. Like, I followed you right before the stream started because I was like, oh yeah, it's been crazy seeing this progress. And now that I've talked to you and heard a little bit more of the details, it's really intriguing that you're already being approached and you can't accept anything yet.
Yeah, that sucks.
It'll pass very quickly, and then then you'll be like, oh man, my free time my free time's gone. But
yeah,
cool. Did you have anything else you wanted to chime in
no,
on?
no,
I'm okay, dude. Super nice, man. Well,
yeah,
I appreciate you posting your portfolio for review. It's good to get a voice to the Mr. Pine Forest. I'm just gonna start giving people nicknames. Cool, man. Hit me up if you
Yeah.
need anything in the Discord,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
it'll be good to see the next piece from you whenever that drops.
Okay. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I'll talk to you later.
Yep.
Right, bye.
See ya.